This video is brought to you by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. Outdoors Delmarva covers everything outdoors,
including real hunting and fishing situations involving wildlife.
and we do our best each and every week to keep it tasteful, but discretion is advised.
Now, enjoy the show.
This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
This week on the show,
We scouted a location last week that was loaded with signs of buck activity. Now we're back to bow hunt from 30 feet up. Well, the scouting paid off, revealing something we've never seen before.
I've never ever seen a buck do scrapes.
But more amazing is how many bucks we had to contend with. Plus, we'll tour a Virginia oyster farm to discover what you can expect to see in Delaware's inland bays.
right now on Outdoors Delmarva.
This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. And now, here's Andrew Toss.
Thanks for watching Outdoors Delmarva. I'm Andrew Tawes. We'll be checking in with my partner, Captain Willie Dykes, in a few minutes. Well, many hunters will tell you that right now is the best time to be out in the woods for white-tailed deer, and that's because the rut is underway. Now, if you tuned in last week, you saw us scouting a location in Worcester County that was loaded with evidence of buck activity.
He's gonna be here that night we're here.
And several days later, we went back, this time to hunt, and we are still amazed by what we saw.
I'm hoping we get ourselves a dominant buck tonight.
This is the day James Wynn has been looking forward to for weeks.
And we've done a lot of scouting here for the past couple weeks, and there's lots of signs of dominant bucks. Dominant bucks in this area. Lots of big scrapes.
And usually with the first week of November comes the rut, that time of year when does are ready to mate and the bucks go crazy.
They're going after a hot doe, and that's what they're going after, so they lose all their common sense. It's like when a guy is going out with a girl, completely forgets what's going on, and he just, does stupid things. I mean, we've all done it. I think we all can relate, so that's what bucks do.
Arriving at the funnel that runs between a couple of food sources, James sprays buck bomb around the scrapes, hoping to let any bucks know that it's business time. About 30 feet up the tree, James gets set, and it doesn't take long for whitetail to appear. Coming up behind us is a pair of does who stop directly below our tree, and after a minute or two, they take off. In the next couple of hours, several more does show up, sniff around a little, then snort and take off running. Seems as if they know that something's up. However, it's not doe that James is hoping will come through this funnel. As we saw several days before this hunt, the bucks have been here.
This is what you're looking for as a bow hunter this time of year, because if you can find one that's being used, that's being cultivated, you can see the leaves being cleared away, so this scrape is being used. It's a good spot to spend a little time near. But this is what you're looking for when you're buck hunting during the rut, is a scrape. And that's a good one right there. They leave scent that's around their eyes from the branches above it. And then they urinate on the ground.
This is how you know it's a nice deer. You broke this one, and that one. That means he's getting his head in there and he's swinging it.
There's less than an hour of daylight left when James, always at the ready, sees another doe about 100 yards away in the field behind us. And this one is acting funny. And then, through the branches, a buck makes an appearance, and we can only watch and wait as he makes his way towards us. Actually being able to see him leave his scrapes is amazing, and our hearts are pounding as this buck continues heading in our direction. After making several scrapes, the buck is coming towards the ditch. James slowly turns to be able to see him, and now the buck is right underneath of us. And it's only a matter of seconds before James will have a clear shot. Coming up next, there is much more to this hunt that you will not want to miss.
Get outdoors, Delmarva.
But first, did you know? A buck's scrape communicates a wealth of information to other deer through the use of scent glands. How many scent glands does a buck use to communicate his identity and potency? And for extra credit, where are the glands located? The answers when we come back.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. Sponsored by Shorts Marine, Shooter's Choice, Sean Mann Outdoors, Goody's Marine, and Wink Sporting Goods. Outdoors Delmarva will be right back.
And I can't believe that just happened.
Did you know? A buck uses at least 5 different scent glands to communicate his identity with other deer. One is on his forehead, the second next to the eyes, the third is the interdigital gland between his toes, and the fourth and fifth are the tarsal and metatarsal on the hind legs.
Did You Know is sponsored by North Bay Marina.
James Wynn and I are in tree climbers 30 feet up, overlooking a funnel that has been scouted for weeks, and it is loaded with buck scrapes. A buck has approached from behind, heading right towards us. He's made a couple of stops to mark his scrapes, and now the buck is walking through a ditch right underneath of us. James has turned to get a shot, and now he waits for a clear path. But it's a miss. The buck heads back the way he came, and the tail goes up. James calls his father Danny to let him know what has just happened.
Hey, Dad, I've never ever seen a buck do scrapes. We got to see him hit up all of his scrapes. Oh, shit. Hold on. He's walking back.
But it's not him. It is a different buck. James gets another arrow ready, and we cannot believe this is happening. The buck's approaching the ditch on James's right, taking a different path than the first buck, but heading right for the funnel.
Get outdoors, Delmarva.
But before any celebration can get underway, the first buck is back. As James said earlier, the rut can make deer do crazy things. However, buck number 1 does not get any closer and finally leaps away into the brush. And James can finally take a breath.
I'm really strung out right now. This is, you won't get a feeling like it. You can go goose hunting, you can go turkey hunting, you can go rabbit hunting, you can go, you know, any kind of hunting. But when you go deer hunting like this, and you shoot nice bucks like this, that is a feeling that I don't know how to describe it. And I can't believe that just happened.
Oh my gosh, this is a 10-pointer.
James climbs down and gets to check out his buck, the one that didn't get away.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's a 10-pointer. She's beautiful.
Many say the beauty of bow hunting is being able to get face to face with the deer.
Every time I've been hunting, I've never encountered a buck making a scrape like that, like we just witnessed with that big buck. I've never seen that before. That's really cool. I knew how they did it, I knew why they did it, but I've never seen them actually do it, and especially a beautiful buck like the one you just seen.
It's safe to say the weeks of scouting paid off. From witnessing this buck walk a path continuing the whitetail tradition, to a second buck on the way to walk his own, and then ending with a hunt that will forever be planted in James's memory.
Get outdoors, Delmarva.
Coming up next, oyster farming is common in some Delmarva inland bays, but not so in others. We'll get a sneak preview of how that's about to change.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
Until just a few months ago, Delaware was the only state bordering the Atlantic that had no shellfish aquaculture whatsoever. But all that changed in late August of this year when Delaware Governor Jack Markell signed House Bill 160, opening the way for a shellfish aquaculture industry in the first state. So we took a trip down to Virginia to meet with oyster farmer Ted Nowakowski. Ted hosted representatives from the state of Delaware, along with the media, to check out his oyster farming operation on the Occohannock Creek near Exmoor. Well, Ted, it's a perfect morning to be getting out on the water. What are we going to be seeing today?
What we're going to look at today is we're going to go through our seed, which was planted in May, and we'll take those out and cull them and go through them and actually separate them and put them back into more bags. And then we'll get into the oysters that we're marketing right now and go through those, size them, tumble them, clean them. So when we get done with that product, we can actually take it and get ready to ship it.
Oyster and clam farming will be new to the first state, so the Delawareans needed an up-close and personal look at an actual operation. And fairly soon, we were out at the oyster fields. How does the ownership of the bottom work in a creek like this?
State owns everything.
Okay.
And then you go to the state and apply for a piece of ground. I would say, as far as you could get up here, you can lease the bottom.
Each float is attached to an oyster cage, and Ted and his crew have between 400 and 500 cages to tend to. We're discovering that oyster farming is a lot like any other kind of farming. You have to constantly tend to your fields.
After you get done harvesting whatever oysters you have, then you have to go to your seed cages and go through them and size them. So, because if you don't, then you're going to have seed that's going to be way out of shape and too many in a bag.
The little oysters are sorting now. Started out as seed in May, and here's how much they've grown just since the late part of the spring. Take a look. Delaware will be opening shellfish aquaculture to 3 inland bay areas: the Indian River Bay, Rehoboth Bay, and the Assawoman Bay. It takes about 18 months for an oyster to reach the point where it can be harvested and taken to market. And pretty soon, Delaware will be producing harvests like this one.
I would say in every cage we've probably got 1,000 to 1,500 oysters, which are ready to go to market.
Oh, he's a fat one.
And there's nothing left to do but try a fresh Delmarva oyster.
That. Pardon me while I pop my lips.
Coming up next, we're getting ready for the firearms seasons with the experts at one of Delmarva's premier gun shops.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
Thanks for watching Outdoors Delmarva. I'm Captain Willie Dykes, back here again at Shooter's Choice, always on target for all your firearms needs. Located conveniently on Route 13 in Dover, Delaware. Joining us here once again is our friend Beth Parsons. Hi, Beth.
Hi, Willie.
Well, Beth, it's that time of year once again. The firearm season's right around the corner, and I guess you guys have been busier than Santa Claus on the 24th.
We sure have.
I guess the shotgun hunters don't have to use the old rabbit gun for deer hunting anymore. What kind of new products do you have?
This is the Savage 220. It is actually a slug gun with the box magazine, and it's bolt action.
That has a thumb safety on top of the tang.
It sure does. Best place for it. This is a single shot H&R. This has been popular for several years. It has the thumb hole stock, it's laminate. Breaks right open. You can put your favorite scope on because it's already got the mount already, and that's how it comes.
I guess that thumb hole stock is really popular because
makes everything a lot easier, and you're always holding it in the same place every time.
Okay, now for waterfowl hunters, show us what's new in the waterfowl line.
This is the Beretta. This is the A400 Extreme. You can see it's in the duck blind camo. It's semi-automatic. And the interesting thing that Beretta put on this gun is, believe it or not, a shock absorber.
You know, I guess the guys that hunt ducks and geese want to shoot the heaviest loads they can get a hold of, so that helps them out, doesn't it?
Absolutely. A lot less stress on their shoulders.
It's like a shock absorber on a car.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that'll allow you to shoot those heavy loads a little longer without getting gunshot. Beth Parsons, thanks for having us here at the shop.
Thanks for coming in.
Okay, great. Well, if you're getting ready for deer or waterfowl season, they have you covered here at Shooter's Choice. For muzzle loaders, shotguns, rifles, and all the accessories in between, stop in and see my friends at Shooter's Choice on Route 13 in Dover, Delaware. Always on target. And we'll be right back. Coming up next, your latest viewer videos and pictures.
Outdoors Delmarva viewer pictures are sponsored by North Bay Marina. You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. Sponsored by Shooter's Choice, Shorts Marine, Sean Mann Outdoors, Goody's Marine, and Wink Sporting Goods.
Get outdoors, Delmarva.
It's time now to take a look at some of the videos and pictures sent in by our own Outdoors Delmarva viewers. Check out this nice 36-inch striper caught in Ocean City by Dane Brady. He was fishing with our buddy Big Bird Cropper, and he caught it on the second cast. 14-year-old Autumn Moore of Delmar, Delaware harvested this 8-point buck on Delaware's Youth Day last week, and he weighed in at 197 pounds dressed. Well, that's going to wrap up another week of adventures for us. And Willie, I got to tell you, being up in that tree, I wasn't pulling the bow back, but my heart was definitely pounding when those bucks came through there.
Wow, that was some world-class footage. You know, I think you'd have one up on me if I hadn't gotten a chance to eat that fresh oyster right out of the bay.
A little jealous.
What? Yeah.
All right, so for my partner, Captain Willie Dykes, I'm Andrew Tawes, reminding you to get outdoors, Delmarva. Man, I love oysters too, so I'm really jealous.
Yeah, it was fat, it was fresh, it was salty.
I don't want to hear about it anymore.